Crystal Edge Technology screens. And yes, you are looking at a Black Widow 38 or 38 Black Widow, whatever way you want to call it. This is the product at only 1% done. Still, it's missing 3 elements to complete the product. But yes, this is a darker, much darker version than Phantom. And as you can see, I got on the projector. I got it on the oversplash, which means I made it bigger than the screen. So you can see the difference between the white screen behind the back of it and the product up front. All right, so we're just going to check out a few demonstrations off the new technology. And like I said, this is a 1%. It's still missing 3 elements. Only 1 element is actually in this product. It's actually missing heightener technology. And there's a few other things we're going to be dropping in there too. But for right now, we got it at 1%. So let's show you what we got here. Let me come over here, come out of this menu right here. So bring it back to where it's at. Man, they just put copyrighted music and everything, don't they? Like, good gracious, YouTube. Like, you really just want to trap people at the end of the day. Cut it out. All right, so let's show you what we got here. Let's show you first contrast first. First, let me block this up for a minute. Bam. That's how dark the technology is. I'm going to get this blocked off real good. There we go. That's how dark the technology is. It's actually much darker than the Phantom technology. And like I said, still have a ways to go with it. But like I said, it's still going to take some time. Let's play this off first over here.
Unlike some hearts, Reese's.
Let me get that to play.
One Sonic patty melt coming up.
Melt the cheese.
Like I said, we got it on an oversplash, so you can see the white screen behind the back of it. That way you can see the difference between the two back and forth. Anytime we develop any kind of black technology, always make sure we have a white screen present behind the back of it, whether we're showing colors, white levels. That gives us a chance to be able to adjust the screen or technology we're working on to see where it needs to be tweaked, where it needs to be worked at the end of the day. That's why when we take those Phantom screens upstairs, we get the white screens on them and don't have any problems whatsoever. They produce absolutely amazing images. Now, this technology right here will only be available in the 48-ounce containers. That's it. And price tag for it's going to be around $556. So this is for people who want the ultimate black screen. This is what this technology is designed for. It is a more higher class than some of the technology we have now. And like I said, 48 ounces at $556. And I've already got a price line of customers already lined up that are looking into getting their hands on it. Now this is a technology at 1% with only 1 element added to it. Now element means color enhancement technology and all of the good stuff we added to it. And of course we're doing this in the max out zone because what other place would I do technology at? Max Zone is the best place to put a screen at because, as I said before, if it can survive down here, then it can easily survive anywhere in the house. Now, when will it be available? Well, I can't give you any information on that because, like I said, our screen test's going to do a ton of testing. We just don't make products and just throw them out on the market. They require testing. And the reason why I say this is because you got some people, when they make products, they no testing, nothing behind it whatsoever. Just throw it out there. Now, this technology, I told you, I engineered something interesting for the P2 projector. When we get it in here, this is going to be displayed on 100, maybe hopefully 140. If we get it at 140 would be nice, but I really want to go with 150. But I'm thinking we're probably going to get 140 because I got to put a 3D customized frame on it. Now, one of the elements that is missing from the product, and we still have to wait for that to get here, is the heightener. The heightener allows the screen to produce amazing bright white levels. Right now, it's at a basic white level right now. And white levels they're needed to produce color, better color, brighter contrast, basically better colors. That's what the heighteners are used for. Right now, it does not have the heightener technology embedded. Like I said, we're going to do a customized for this one. This is what the P2 is going to be displaying off at 140 inches. So if we can pick up an image down here, upstairs, it's going to be a cakewalk for it. Now, as you can see, we got it overlapped. We don't have it fit in the projector screen because we need to overlap. We need to hit the white screen behind it. That's what the white screen's for. So we can calculate exactly where we need to make adjustments on it. You don't want to put too much of the heightener in, because too much of the heightener in, you have a screen that'll constantly hotspot. So you don't want that. And when did Mr. Bird have time to make all this? About half or 2 hours ago? Yeah, about 2 hours ago. About 2 hours ago.
Warning. Objects on screen even more refreshing than they appear. Mountain Dew Spark.
So now the Cinemax has to go against a Black Widow, Black Phantom, and a Phoenix. There's quite a lot of list of screens you stacked upon yourself. And this thing's going to be a nightmare when I get done with this one. It only has, it's missing 3 elements. It's 1%. It's a bare, basic, flat formula. And look how powerful it is. And a max out zone. Let's see where white levels are laid at. "4K Snow screensavers."
Getting that from YouTube.
Yeah, that's quite impressive for no heightener in it. And that right there tells me good signs right there. So one thing we look for before we put the heightener in, it has to be displayed off a surface. To see exactly if the element itself is basically going to cloud the formula when it hits. Which means if it has something in it that's going to be, the screen came up super dark and you can't see it at all. All right? We drop that heightener, that means it's not going to do too much good at all at the end of the day. It's going to be one fighting against another. They're not going to marry too well. But seeing already on how well lit it is already without the heightener, man, this thing is going to blow up quite bright. It's going to do quite well. That base is very important. It's like the foundation when you build a house. If you build a foundation out of notebook paper and everything you lay on top of it's lead, it's going to push right through. Everything has to set perfectly. So if that base does not pull up the way it's supposed to, then we automatically know from the door. If we dropped the heightener, it wouldn't do a world of good. Then once we get the heightener, then we have to worry about how to tone it, because we had screens actually literally black screens with hot spot because they were pulling white levels that high. Phantom did it. Phantom pulled a white level so high, literally a hot spot right on camera. Imagine a black screen hot spotting. That's why anything we lay against the Phantom can take it on. Have to know what you're looking for when you design these things.
The land is dying, and the machines are out of control.
Ooh, this is gonna look good. Not that the screen is amazing. Like I said, got a way to go. Still got a way to go. So don't know how much we need to add into it to actually get it to do what it needs to do, but actually it's doing quite well. All right, that gives me an understanding where we need to go right with that. Let's go check this one out. So when people develop black screens, they don't know what to look for. That's the problem. Do you see, when you do a black screen, you see all the areas that are coming up and pulling off in white? And you see the contrast blend in between? If the white levels were too low, then you wouldn't even see the white levels. You would just see just the dark areas only. That's how we know when we get a product down here and we do this test off of it and it doesn't pass, it comes up too dark. That tells us at the end of the day that the person who made the product never did a white level test. J and K 4K.
Getting that from YouTube.
Colors is definitely going to blow the white screen up with no problem. White screen's not going to stand a chance against it. See, it'll never, because the screen is black technology. The black technology you have, yeah, it's not going to stand a chance. And if it's not going to stand a chance, a gray screen, like I said, if I wanted to be ruthless, Crow, I could put your product up here on this new technology. It'll blow your product clean out of the water with no problem, with no mercy whatsoever, easily. At a 1%, 3 elements missing, it can level your screen with no problem. That's how powerful we're making this screen. Well, you don't really have anything here that matches against anything we have anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference at all. But yeah, it'll never be to touch it. As a matter of fact, I'll throw a certified there and show you that blow a certified clean out of the water. And this is not a legendary. Legendary is going to be more powerful than this. This is just something we just decided to design because I wanted something darker than the Phantom. And I wanted something customized for the P2. And your Cinemax will be destroyed on this thing.
Try that pocket pack. 2 times the gun, 28.
Again, I can't explain it enough. Gray screens are obsolete products. I keep telling y'all that. Yeah, every time I see someone with a paint screen, I say, oh, nice retro screen. Because that's pretty much what you got is a retro screen. There's no purpose for it from anymore. Only purpose for the gray screen was just to upgrade to a white screen. That's it. It's the only purpose they're for. Let's see, you can still pick up its white levels here perfectly, but no problem. See that? But it's supposed to be brighter than that. It's supposed to be far brighter than that. Once we drop that final, the last heightener into it, yeah, it's going to be super, super bright. Hey, boxfish. I don't know what it's called. It's called a boxfish. Now, if it didn't have some sort of ability to be able to read the white light, then, like I said, you wouldn't be seeing any of that at all. Begin with no colors, nothing. It'd be too dark for you to see. But it's supposed to be 10 times brighter than this. We could tell that from the white levels. White levels are picking up, but they're supposed to be bright, bright white. So I think we're going to do a custom heightener for this one. We got it overlapped. So you can see the screen behind it. So we got it overlapped. You can see it, a little piece of screen peeking out. There we go. LG beta fish.
Getting that from YouTube.
J and K 4K.
Getting that from YouTube.
Richard, did we get it? Richard, we got it. This is what I'm talking about. When you test your products, you should make sure a white screen is supposed to be behind it at all times when you first test them out. That way you can see exactly where you need to adjust the screen at. That's why when we get darker products down here and they basically fail that white level test, we'll be like, whoop, they didn't do any testing. Nope, just trying to make the screen look good on camera, that's all. We get the height in front of it. Boy, this thing's gonna be freaking lit. So it's already doing good. It's already doing good already. We still need that the heightener, but man, it's gonna marry very well. Mind you, this is being done in a dark environment, max out zone only. Wow. Yeah. Pictures of this. We're gonna add that onto the website. What's new? Black Widow 38, a 38 Black Widow. Well, go. Elite Screens, rest of you guys, man, you got something to worry about again. Boy, this is going to be a monster. I'm going to make this one extra little first time this one. Its base is perfect. It's doing exactly. All we got to do now is add the 3 heighteners in it. It's done. Oh, white levels are the white levels are poor right now. Very poor. It's the base. So the base of the element has to be able to produce a certain level. And that means that that level pops up to where we need it, and we add that heightener into it, oh, it lights out. Do you have any idea? Right now, we're using this on an outdated projector. Can you imagine what this thing's gonna look like on an ultra 4K laser projector when we get? This is what it's being developed for. This is for the P2. I told you we're developing a custom screen paint for it. We're gonna put it side by side to a Cinemax. So now that you have to deal with your own projector, you're gonna have to deal with the high performance screen paint next to it. And mind, this technology we have here, cut it out. This technology we have here is only at 1%. That's it. It's missing 3 elements that make it to give the ability. Right now, it's at the borderline of the basic. So right now, its white levels are poor. Even though you might think, oh, the white levels on my end standard are poor. Color is poor. Contrast is going to be amazing because it's jet black. But on my end, this thing's supposed to be far more advanced than this. We're at bare basics on this. That's why we have it blown up, overlapping the screen behind it, because that's what you're supposed to do. Anytime you test black technology, any kind of darker technology, you're supposed to have a large white screen behind it. That allows you to figure out exactly what you need to adjust on the screen. Your gunmetal screens are going to struggle, boy. You're going to struggle. I mean, you thought Phantom was a nightmare. This is going to be, whoo, man, this is going to be a nightmare when we get done with it. I know exactly how we're going to do a customized heightener for it. Now, this technology only will be sold, and it's going to be hard to get your hands on this baby. It is going to be a limited edition model, and it's going to basically go for, we already got set price already. We already announced it on our forum site. They're already good to go. Credit cards already in hand, but it's not going to be ready yet. It's going to take some time for this. We got a lot of testing to go through. A lot of testing. At $556 for 48 ounces of it. That's it. And it's going to blow out every certified screen we can lay our hands on. And we're only going after the best. I don't want the in-betweens. I want the best certified screens of what they got to offer. That's what we want. The only people who are going to be unhappy about this are the naysayers. But y'all don't shop from me anyway, so what's the point? The only people who shop from me is my customers. They buy from me. But your naysayers, I don't know why you would be upset, because you don't buy from me anyway. So what are you getting upset about? You got to deal with that you got to deal with outdated dinosaur paint, because that's what you got on your wall is dinosaur paint. I told you the theory of your product. You think I'm joking? Go look it up. Go look it up. See what the worth of a gray screen is today. It's worth nothing at all, period. It served its purpose 7 years back. It's done. You got old technology attached to your wall. That's what you got. That's why I would advise you go. If you already have a gray screen on your wall, you just primed your wall for our stuff. That's what you pretty much just did. You primed your wall for our stuff. That's all it's good for. It's a primer. I told you at the end of the day, 7 years back, gray screens were there because gunmetal and black screens did not exist. So where are you going to go to get a screen better than a white screen? You're going to go with a gray screen, right? There you go. So what happens when you have a gunmetal screen that jumps onto the scene that can basically produce better contrast, better color, and still can maintain your white levels because of that reflective surface? Then what? Where's your product land at then? It's an upgrade version for a white screen. And the last thing you want is a white screen at the end of the day. So where are you coming in at? My Phantom upstairs at 100% can blow a white screen and a gray screen out of the water at the same time. Do it in a fully lit environment without even batting an eye. They can't pick up ambient light rejection technologies. What would be the point? They can't see color to begin with. That's like giving a blind man a license to drive a car. There is no way in the world that's going to work. And then when they give you the term that you're seeing brighter colors, no, you're not seeing brighter colors. Your colors are faded and washed out. That's what you have. That's why we take that screen and we produce the color red and we bring it down and your screen washes out. That's why. Because you're producing washed out colors. But compared to a white screen, you would be considered to be a bit of a level up. That's what your purpose was. Purpose has served its point 7 years back. That's why when I go on forum sites, I see people with them great screens like, hey, nice dinosaur. And what you mean? Your product on the wall. You got that old relic up there, that old-timey screen, that vintage screen, that back-in-the-day screen. I remember back in the day, those screens right there, and you're like, no, this is the latest. No, it's not. And I show them the demonstration in the dedicated room set up with lights splashing all over the place. Guess what? Got an order already that fast. It's just basic common sense, people. They don't make great TVs anymore. All screens now are super jet black. Even when people want VR glasses, they want that LED display. Your cell phones have OLED displays. That's what they want. They don't want that freaking, you want a gray, seriously. On your cell phone right now, would you prefer having a gray screen or a black screen? All right then. That's the first thing I brag about. And they go book a cell phone. Yeah, I got that freaking new OLED screen on my phone. So it's like jet black levels and so and so and so. That's what you talk about. You don't brag about no gray at the end of the day. So why do you have that for your projection screen? Got a beautiful projector back there. Oh, it has all this. You're not seeing that contrast level. You will never see that at the end of the day. And if it takes me to buy a P2 projector to show you at 2 million to 1 contrast that you're not picking up jack at the end of the day, then that's what I'm going to show you. Guarantee you, you have an old, outdated product stuck to your wall and an up-to-date projector. That's why you're sitting in the dark. That's why you're being told to calibrate and all other stuff. Yeah. And that whole theory about how black screens can't see white light, yeah, sure. Yeah, I got a ceiling upstairs that can tell you otherwise. All right, yeah, I'm just telling you, up on the door, you got old, your screens are old. I got people still using white screens. I never understand that one. Why do they still make white screens? I mean, it's a good thing they do make them because now they're cheaper screens to paint over, but at the end of the day, like, why do they still market white screens at the end of the day?
Within this house.
They're going to possibly tell you about a white screen. Oh, it has brighter white levels and beautiful contrast. No, it doesn't pick up any of that at all. Same advertisement for the giant screen behind me right now. The same advertisement. It picks up better color and contrast levels, and you get a better image with your projector. Blah 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 blah. The gray screen paints are old. We've been there, they've done that. I am so glad. Oh man, I think about it every day, man. If I had never got that sample sheet, I'd still be making gray screen paints right now. I'd still be making them, yep. I am so glad, so happy, so relieved that I basically switched over to darker technology. New York City skyline, 4K, night scene.
Getting that from YouTube.
How beautiful the colors pop up. You need that color pop. Yeah, great TVs. You know how old great TVs are. I don't know if some of you guys have been around. I'm pretty sure some of you guys had to be around for great TVs. Can't be that far back. If you had the really light gray ones that were around, then yeah, you were around for a while. You definitely were around for a while before color came out. What are you talking about when the Sony Vegas came out? Sony Vegas, those great big heavy giant refrigerators or projection screens. The TVs were heavy as I don't know what. Because I remember I used to work at Tweeters. Every time we got an order for Vega, I was like, oh, why? Especially if they lived in an apartment without an elevator. Oh man, that was a heavy TV. But it was beautiful because it had a black screen and the corners were sharp. Even though it was a big back on the back of it, it had those sharp corners. You know, when TV started getting flatter and flatter and flatter, like Magnavox. Magnavox actually, if you go back and watch their old commercials, they actually demonstrated a flat TV. And I'll never forget the commercial. It was a couple that lived in a home that was like really thin, but it was like a billboard. And they were trying to figure out how to get a TV in their home. They come home with this thin TV, they hang it up on the wall, and they're just sitting there watching sport. They're like, oh, you know, they made TVs that freaking flat. Yeah, Magnavox had that commercial. Yeah. And the screen still wasn't black. It was black, like a charcoal kind of gray, but it wasn't black. Not until the OLEDs came out. Everybody wants that super jet black OLED. Sony incorporated it. All the big companies have incorporated OLED technology. It's incorporated in VR glasses, just about everything. Gaming monitors, everything. But yet, you have all this technology in your house, and yet your projection screen is still gray. Yeah, that sounds about right, huh? Now, I'll explain to you that way. I'm going to show you something tonight. We got to do it at nighttime. I showed you the demonstration where when you hit a gray screen, how that light splashes all over the place. If you notice, when I walk through my house with all my projectors fired up, you don't see any white light splashing anywhere. All you see is the dark, the neon, and the screen. That's all you see. I'm going to take my projector and I'm going to tilt it up and remove it away from the actual screen to hit the ceiling. To show you exactly all the light that's going to splash all over my house. Captures all that light. Let's go with 4K fireworks display.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now the kids over here, they don't get up because of the whole COVID thing. They don't really let them go out, and they're not going to do the whole thing for the celebrations and stuff like that. So my screen I'm putting out in the backyard is going to be quite big. It's a big screen. I can actually televise the fireworks display right through here, right up on my screen, and they can all sit out there and watch it, which I'm going to do this summer for 4th of July, because the guy was telling me over there with the new variants that have been popping up. I don't know if you guys actually keep up to date with those things, but I like to keep up to date with them because they do affect business. If the variant pops up and we get hit with it, something pretty bad, then it affects shipping, supplies, and everything else under the face of the sun. It affects it. And what's been popping up, some chatter been popping up over in France and over in China. Whew, man. So, yeah. So, I got to keep track of all that stuff. On top of it, I got stocks. So when that Overcron, or whatever it's called, Overcron popped up, my NVIDIA stock dropped by 70%. So yeah, it caused some problems, a lot of problems. We couldn't ship out. We had to stop shipping overseas because of this problem, that problem, which it didn't do any good. I mean, I would know it went as a precaution to shut everything down, but that thing still got through. It got right through. Yeah. Feels like a video game, it really does. So if you have no controller at all. I can imagine if you're doing overseas importing. Wow, that's got to be crazy. So one of the things we have to do on it, we have to add the heightener. It does have, there's no heightener technology, so right now white levels are poor. This should be much higher than that. But we're going to engineer something different. I want something completely different from Phantom. Phantom's heightener is good, but I want something completely different. This stuff is going to be concentrated. I mean, really, really concentrated. I thought about it. If I made a concentrated silver version of this, man, you couldn't even use it on a 5,000 projector. You'd burn your retinas out. And it wouldn't even work. It'd be so hot. Oh my goodness, I could imagine that, man. I wonder if I could do it, make it that high. Like, I mean, what would be the point of it all? Because you could never use it at the end of the day. It would be crazy. But yeah, I was wondering if we could do that. We probably could. Let me go over and get something else. We're just doing tests right now, running through the grinder. Color, slow change out.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's go run it through the grinder. So you can see exactly what you need to see. Running it through the grinder. Oh, let me see. Do we have them here, or I thought they might be over there? I think they might be over here. Running it through the grinder. Running it through the grinder. And let's see what we get here. Now, we're not interested in the screens that we're looking at right now to test against our products. Really, the silver screens and all that stuff, we're not really interested in that stuff right there at the end of the day because, again, this technology, it's black. If you don't have a contrast level, you're not going to be able to pick up next to it. We want the dark screens, like the diamonds, the dragons, that's what we want. If you've ever seen dragonflies, we want them. T-Prism. That's what we want. Dark Star 9, which, speaking of Dark Star 9, Elite Screen, I haven't got my sample sheet yet, and I paid $16 for it. So, yeah, I'm kind of waiting here for this, because it should have been here by now. Maybe you've watched my previous recordings on where our sample sheet's at. I mean, come on, it'd be really embarrassing if I got to file a have not received from you guys at the end of the day. I mean, waiting. We ordered from Elite before. But then again, like I said, anything could be. It could be mail, could be late, could be slow, anything. So we're going to wait till next month. We have to wait till next month to get the sample. It shouldn't take that long for it to get here at all. Honestly, at the end of the day, it really should not take that long to get here. But like I said, they do watch us. So maybe they decide that, hey, look, just not send them nothing. Let him complain about it, and then, he'll file a complaint. We just give him his measly $16. Yeah, at the end of the day, but you give me a trophy at the end of the day because it shows that you fear me, and that's not good. You don't want to be one. You don't want to be part of the cancel kings. If that starts happening, that's going to be really interesting. All right, so let's try this one right here. We have daylight screens. I like this stuff. Oh, shoot. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it's a $5,000 sample sheet laying there on my screen right now, right? $5,000. And some people want to sit there and complain about the screen, the product costing $556 for 48 ounces. That's a $5,000 screen sitting in the middle of my screen right now. So let me get this straight. We have technology sitting here at 1%. 3 of the heighteners are missing, so it's at its base form. And that's a $5,000 screen
Here's
sitting there.
to a new year. Let's resolve to make room for what matters most.
Let's run that back again. Well, no, we only had 2 people that complained about like $556. That's a freaking lot of money. Oh, okay, guess what? You can spend $5,000 for a screen because that 48-ounce container paints up to a 160-inch screen. So let me know when you get one. That screen costs $5,000 for 100-inch. What is it going to cost you for 160, 150-inch screen? Sure ain't going to be. It's going to be way over. Oh my goodness, man! Look, a DMP Supernova at 180 inches would cost you $17,000 to $18,000. Think about that one. You literally bought a car. Maybe a house, a shell or something of a house or construction or whatever. You bought something with it. You can get a house for about $10,000. It's not a good house at the end of the day. It's something to view as like a worker's, what do you call it, worker's paradise? If you're basically a person who does construction and all that stuff, yeah, it's perfect for somebody who does that kind of work. But at the end of the day, you're talking about a projection screen that costs $5,000 for a 100-inch. Oh, and by the way, I forgot, you're not using it on ultra short though, so that's not going to happen. You have to have a special screen for that one, and that's going to cost you more money. Oh, and I forgot, you're not taking it outside. That stuff is weatherproof, so it's not going outside. It's not going to happen. The screens they have for those are usually white or silver, so good luck with that one. And if you want to go with the other gray screen paints, knock yourself out with the dinosaur paint, because that's pretty much what you got. It is dinosaur. Let's see. That's a gunmetal screen. This should do fairly well in contrast levels. Let's pull up Starfield Screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
That's why I said there's no point. Now, yes, it's going to maintain a higher white level right now because I said before, white levels are going to be poor due to the fact that our screen does not have the two of the elements are missing, or three elements are missing. Right now, we're doing it at the base form. But for right now, like I said, we need to see what the contrast levels are. And we're only interested when we do a collection, when we do a collection all over again. I'm actually going to be keeping only out of my collection the darker screens because there's no point in putting any of the silver screens up against them. I mean, that's an easy argument for them at the end of the day. Like, look, man, you knew at the end of the day that you got a jet black screen and you deliberately put a gray screen against it, knowing what it was going to do. Yeah, see, there you go. There's an argument they got to stand by. But a gunmetal screen, you're advertising your screen to be a dark screen to pull heavy contrast levels. Well, guess what? It's fair game. It's gunmetal against black technology. So let's see which one pulls the heavier contrast level. But yeah, they got an argument definitely at the end of the day. I told you I had to speak to an attorney to see exactly what guidelines and where I would not be getting any trouble with these particular companies at the end of the day. Yeah, if I stick them against a light gray screen, they can easily say that I knew that my screen was going to perform because it is, especially if they develop gunmetals too at the end of the day. They know at the end of the day the lighter screens are no way in the world going to compete with the flagships. So me knowing this and sticking one of their screens up there and doing a YouTube like, look, blew up the screen, blah, blah, blah. They're not going to like that. Yeah, just go against their heavies. So if that's the way they want to do it and they want to do gunmetals and their heavy screens, I got no problem with that. I'd rather go for the best anyway. I'll take that. That's more of a challenge for me. Yeah, I'll definitely. Give me your heavy screens. Give me the best gunmetal technology that you possibly have. I welcome it, please. So there's like, no, you might not want to go down that route because you can get in some trouble with that one. All right, no problem. I can see right now, of course, Mr. Bird, did you or did you not know that gunmetal technology or that black technology is going to produce a higher contrast, causing the screens to be belittled? I'm like, yep, there you go. I'd have been done. So we only want the heaviest. And right now, the screen we have right here is not going to be able to hold up. Mind you, again, if your screen is gunmetal, you're not going to pick up next to a black screen. That's the same thing being said that when we look at, and I'm sorry to bring this up, but I have to. When we look at the Frankenstein is not gunmetal. It is charcoal gray. Gunmetal screens look black if you look at them. That's how I looked at the daylight screen. When I first stared, I was like, that a black screen? Because I literally thought the screen was black. So I got it over, like, ooh, it's just a heavy, it's a heavy gunmetal. The purpose of having the best gunmetal screen is to have this gunmetal screen that's almost near the edge of black, but it's not black, it's actually gray. That's a perfect gunmetal. If you take a gray screen and stick it against a gunmetal, and that gray screen, yeah, the Frankenstein is not gunmetal. I don't know why he's putting that there, it's not. It's charcoal gray, that's what it is. That's a gunmetal screen. But even with the Frankenstein or whatever dark gray screens you decide to make, you're not going to be able to withstand black technology. Your screen's not physically black. I hope they do send the Darkstar 9 because I really do like the Darkstar. At the end of the day, I like the Darkstar 9, I do. Out of all the certified screens I've had, the Darkstar 9 is actually my most favorite. If they don't, we already know where I stand at that. Let me see. I bought that directly from their website, didn't I? Yeah, I did buy it directly from their website. AK Desired Nature.
Getting that from YouTube.
AK Nature Desire.
Getting that from YouTube.
I want to see this right here on that gunmetal.
Open.
Nope, no commercial. No, they're not even coming out black. They're coming out gray. It's supposed to be black. To the background, they're coming up gray. New York City, nighttime, sky saver, screensaver.
Getting that from
I
YouTube.
choose these. These are really, really, really dark contrast demonstrations. They're really dark. If you're gonna pull up here, you're gonna pull up here. If you're not, you're not. See? That's not supposed to be there. That grayish look to it, not supposed to be there. That's supposed to be jet black. There you go. That New York City, when I show up, that is super jet black. If you're coming up black on there, you'll come up black. If not, you'll come up gray. That's when I was looking at the demonstration with the woman's skin. It was sort of show bright. No, it's coming up too dark. It's showing gray. That's what you're seeing right there. If it's going to show black, it's going to show black all the way through. No matter what we show, it's always going to show black. It's not going to show gray, then black, then gray, then black. No, it's going to be black all the way through or just gray. When it comes to gunmetals, I'm not really concerned about, I'm not really concerned about contrast levels. We don't get down in contrast levels. That reflective surface is interesting. They put on it, I don't know why they do it, but they put it on there. Problem with the reflective surface is it goes black. That's why I said when I first saw this, I thought this was black. It looks black, doesn't it? It looks black. No, this is actually gray, but it looks black. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I was like, oh shoot, they got a black screen? Oh heck yeah, we want that. And they got it over and found it wasn't even black. All right, let's go over and do one more. Let's do a light level real quick so I can see exactly where white levels are laying out on this thing. Sony 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Oh, let's do this color one too. We're going to drop 4 of them in there. At least 4. And 5 would be too much, but 4 would definitely do it. It would definitely get exactly what we need for the white levels. So that's it. And we need to improve the color by a lot. Whatever we need for that too. So we're going to do 2 applications with this. One's going to edit the stands too. One application is going to be sprayed on. One's going to be rolled on. this. Oh, exactly what we need. Good do it. So this is what we're going to do. We finally complete the widow, right? We're going to do it a little different. We're going to make the background screen bone white, and we're going to take tiles, each one like little, and they're going to be coated with that formula. Anything that screen hits with those tiles, it's going to highlight. Anything that's going to come out white, oh, that'd be a fantastic demonstration. That'd be sick. All right, got to get some tiles coated with that formula, put that on against a white surface. Yeah, we definitely going to do that. It's going to be pretty hard. We're going to do a puzzle screen. I've done one before against a white wall. I'm going to order me a 100 sheet of plexiglass. This screen is going to look like an OLED TV when we get done with it. It's perfect. All we got to do is add a few things to it. Man, you can't tell me my Lord and Savior is not amazing. That is going to, oh man, I'm looking at the base. Already got the ingredients, what we got to do to it to put it where it needs to be at. Oh man, I can't wait. This is going to be beautiful. I'm going to do me, I'm going to do a customize. I don't want bezel black lighting for mine. All glory to God. We got a good base, which is very important because in my head, I'm seeing all the upgrades I can add to it, like what we can do with it. It's like having a motherboard. It just takes anything at the end of the day. There's no specific pieces. It just takes anything. What do we have is going to marry well with it. But I'm going to do a customized heightener for it. And see how high we can get the white levels on this bad boy and still maintain our black levels at the same time without dropping them. I need what are we looking for? Oh, we definitely got to do this one. How heavy the contrast on this Now, I'm going to show you something interesting. Getting up this morning, after I started working on the base of it, right, to figure out how dark we were going to literally make this screen over a Phantom, right? That looks pretty dark, right? This right here is some of it smeared on the side of a Phantom screen. That's how much darker a Widow is to a Phantom. It's the Phantom, that's a Widow now. I smeared some of it because I was curious when I came downstairs. We made the base. I was like, how dark is this compared to a Phantom? That's how dark they are. And that's a screen you're looking at. That dark with no heightener in it. That's no heightener to bring out its white levels. No color enhancement. It's a base formula. That's it. Imagine when those 4 elements get dropped in. Just to give you an idea how dark it is. And already, its gain level is absolutely amazing. We're in Max Out Zone doing these demonstrations. I just wanted to show you that. That's how dark it is compared to the Phantom. As I said, gunmetal screens, boy, I hope you got your game picked up because you're going to have a problem. I mean, a real serious problem. And this thing is going to look incredible on ultra short throw. We're adding into it. Oh my goodness, that's why we're getting designed for. This is being customized for, well, actually, we're going to, like I said before, we're going to be selling it, but as I said before, we want to test it on. We're going to test on everything, not just the P2, everything's going to be tested on. Everything. Low projectors, high projectors, doesn't make a difference, really don't care. I just want to show you that, how much darker it is to a Phantom. Phantoms are black. They're blacker than the Phoenix. 4 times blacker than a Phoenix. A Widow is, I say 3 to 4 times darker. Always curious if we can make them darker. Now, say if the screen pulled up and it was so dark that you couldn't make out the horse, you couldn't make out anything. That's a bad sign. That means the heightener would not work in it. But because it's maintaining these levels already without the heightener, when the heightener gets added to it, man, it's gonna be beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And the adrenaline that's pushing through my body right now is unfreaking believable. I love this stuff. I love it so much. The darker we can make the screens, man, I want one darker than this next. That means it ups my ante. I got to work even harder. So now the Legend has to be darker than this. Oh, man, I love black technology. I don't see how people can cut corners. They don't want to do the demonstrations correctly. Like, how? How can you do that? How? You're cheating yourself at the end of the day. Cheating your customers. How can you not know? I don't get it. I love a good challenge, man. Even if the screen fights me and struggles, man, it's so much more. But how can you cut corners? I'll tell you at the end of the day, when you cut corners, you can't back your own product. You can't. Because you know exactly someone who doesn't cut corners, what's going to happen. you imagine it's on your wall at a 100-inch wallpaper? Because you can paint the wallpaper surfaces with this stuff. Oh, I never airbrushed the screen before. That'd be interesting. What happens if I airbrush the screen? What that would look like? That's the whole purpose of loving black technology. Someone come to your house, you get this bone white wall, and this black screen up there. It's beautiful. And that screen color, boom, the colors come on. I used to love that, man. People come over to the house, and they just see this giant black screen on the wall, and they were like, what the freak is that? There's a projection screen. Like, really? Like, yeah. And that projector screen come on, boom, and it just blow up. Oh, man, I'm telling you. You freaking love it, man. All right, so we got much work to do. I can see already all this stuff we're going to have to add to it. The white heightener is going to be interesting because, again, because the screen is already producing a really good high white level, we have to be really careful. If we make it heightener too high, this thing could hotspot like galore, which we don't want that. And that's thing you don't want to set. So yeah, it's gonna take some time to put it. Not too much time. I say about a month or two maybe to work on it. But other than that, man, I'll keep you up to date on it. But other than that, whew, man, we're gonna have to. I'm only certifieds I want are basically gunmetal certifieds. There's no point in putting against anything else. You can see the white screen got splashed in the background. Once we get those white levels where they need to be at, yeah. It's going to be something we recommend. And on top, it's going to be beautiful for my customers. Oh, man, it has an ultra black screen. I'm definitely going to need one of these in 235.1. Let's see what we got here for, let me see. We did the color cop, right? We did the LG already. Football highlights.
Getting that from YouTube.
Just out of curiosity, see what this looks like. Wow, that's much of a huge improvement. But still, like I said, it needs to be brighter. It's a little too dark for me. It needs to be a little bit brighter. But still, that's why we put them against the white screens in the back. That's what giant white screen's for. If we have it on a standalone, how would I know how to adjust where the white levels need to be adjusted if I don't have a screen to compare it to? That's what the giant white screen's for. Oh, that's gonna look really cool, man. We just gotta work on this a little bit. Let's go with Batman Bane scene.
Getting that from YouTube.
Oh, I hate hearing this guy talk, I swear.
Not as serious as yours, I fear.
Who watched this whole movie? Because I couldn't get to the whole movie. I walked out of the movie theater. I couldn't deal with it.
Let's not stand up suddenly here.
I broke your back. Good gracious. One talks through a cereal bowl, the other one talks like his throat is sore. I couldn't deal with it. I had to walk out.
Patience cost you your strength. Victory has defeated you.
I broke your back. I just wasn't a big fan of this Batman. I just wasn't. I hated it, man. Between him talking through a freaking cereal bowl and the other one talking with the, oh my goodness. I'm done. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. It's irking the daylights out of me. The rest of them, I loved them all, but that was the one that tricked me. I just couldn't deal with it. Like, I'm done. Half the people in the row got up and walked out. We're done. We don't need to see anymore. We're done. Cereal bowl. Good gracious. I'm gonna to bring it down a little bit so you can see it's a little better. I don't want too much because I still want to see that back white ground. I need to see that back white ground, which is very important. I have to see that. I broke your back. Yeah, the surveys. I jump into all the sites. All those survey sites, I'm using all the survey sites. Like the ones like who did the best villain? Who's the best villain in any movie star, who did the best villain? So it's a whole lot of stuff. I jump in different sites for different stuff. But one of the things people do talk about is that whole cereal bowl scene and that no, I couldn't do it. I got up in the middle. I said, I'm done. I'll see y'all in the car. I'm done. Couldn't deal with that crap. That's better. Let's see a little better. Because the head's cut off. That's why I got it way over there. But I need to see part of the white screen too.
Please. I was wrong. You have to listen to me.
And I couldn't begin to go in on this movie right here, man. I loved it. Trust me, I loved it. It was just so unrealistic. Come on. Are you kidding me? I still have debates. I have 60% of my friends are Batman fans, so I still have debates about this whole Batman versus Superman. That's the most bull crap I've ever seen in my entire life. What are you talking about? You're talking about an alien from another planet who has the ability to basically travel. Keep in mind, he did travel around the world and stop time. He reversed time. Are you kidding me? He could go travel around the world, reverse time, and go back when he was younger. That's it, done. That's it. He has X-ray vision, super hearing. You mean tell me that he doesn't know that he's Bruce Wayne at the end of the day? Come on, man. That's just as dumb as a theory as basically Superman. He works for, what's it called? I forgot the name of it. Daily Planet. You couldn't put the two together. All he had was glasses on at the end of the day. Like no one saw him at his desk take his glasses off and rub his eyes and rub his nose and go, oh, wait, that's Superman. No one picked up on that? Are you kidding me? It's just certain things like that. But I know they put it in there for fun and all, but it's just, what I mean? You talk with the serious comic book people, they talk about that. It's just interesting that people who wear glasses, you know what you do. You take your glasses off and you rub the bridge of your nose, because sometimes it problems the bridge of your nose, or you rub your head, your forehead. That's what people do who wear glasses. No one sat there like, oh, wait a minute. That's Superman. Like, really? A pair of glasses? That's all it took? It's just funny. It's hilarious to think about it, but it's funny. It's like Batman. I mean, come on now. You just can't put those two and two together. Come on. It's just so obvious. My goodness. This is kind of funny. I don't know. It's humor. It's good humor. Some people take it too seriously, but it's just humor at the end of the day. But I always tell my friends, like, look, I mean, think about it. You got superheroes that don't have any superpowers. Iron Man doesn't have superpowers. You know what I mean? Batman doesn't have them. There's a few of them that don't have superpowers. They just basically just have a lot of freaking money. And so a lot of freaking training. So what would happen if you put those together in an arena and see who would come out? Who do you think would win? That'd be interesting. Tron.
Getting that from YouTube.
It just would be really interesting to see them without superpowers fight each other, see who would win.
Dear MS.
Grid is live. Initiate light cycle battery.
You got no chance, user. To watch your faster numbers, use the lose. Now this I can do.
I'm glad these bikes don't exist in real life. I actually seen one, like somebody modded one, but I'm glad that this version of jumping up and hopping up on a bike, can you imagine doing that and getting caught with lag? What would happen? That'd be the funniest thing ever. Think about that. You know what happens in lag. Things could skip, you get jumped around, get thrown all over the place. Can you imagine in real life, like that was your bike, and it was actually to be online, and you go to jump, and lag would hit it. Oh, that'd be hilarious. Face plant. But still, it'd be a pretty cool concept, though. But it'd be funny at the end of the day. Just to see somebody jump up, and they take that slow motion, and then lag will pop up, and it had the loading at the bottom. Bam! Oh, that'd be hilarious. Let's do, let me see. I'm gonna do a couple more in this one right here. So I'm pretty much getting all the information we need from here, what needs to be done. We do need to upgrade the heightener for the white levels. Definitely have to be done on it. That's definitely color, all that. Contrast levels are good, but I wonder if we can make it darker. Can we get away with making it darker? Now, you know, it's funny. As many times as I've shown Tron as a demonstration, I've actually never saw the movie Tron. I will get to it. I had a few people, I finally just got the Avatar, and that's pretty bad. That shows you at the end of the day, I don't watch movies a lot. I got all these screens in the house. I do not watch. Only movies I do watch are old movies. I like Fistful of Dollars, High Plane Drifter, Magnificent Seven, The Dirty Dozen, The Great Escape. I watch those kind of movies. Sound of Music, Finnegan's Rainbow. You know, I like the old-fashioned classics. That's what I like. Sometimes even like to watch the black and whites. I like the old-fashioned classics. I really don't watch a lot of these newer movies now. I just don't. It's not my thing. Let's get into real quick. Let's see. Let's just do a random Sony 4K demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Like I said, it needs a heightener. It's too dark. By standard, it's too dark. It needs a heightener in it. We need to make it much more brighter than that. And I think I'm gonna try this snowing. Keystone. I'm gonna look that real quick. Let's get the pinball.
Have a wish on the sidelines?
Well,
We
there's a
want to
pinball.
drink. Make a wish for a chance to win.
McDokley. All right. Let's go to it and we're done. Give me a bowl of cereal and watch some cartoons. Let me see. Bum, 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 bum. I broke your back. I'm just gonna be stuck on my vocabulary today. Let's see. Now see right there? Let me go back. Right there. See how the white levels are dark there? But then when it comes to the skin tone, they're bright. This is where it gets complicated. This is where things get a little crazy. So you have to have multi-shades of white levels that have to trigger off at the same time. And people sit there and say, oh, making black screens is easy. Oh, yeah, okay. Now, see right here? See how it's darker there? This is where you have to have the heightener, because the heightener allows the screen to adjust to multiple shades of white levels. Skin tone is perfect here, right here. But the problem is, back in the background, it's too dark. It has to be light in the background, and it has to be, skin tone has to be the same as weight, but it has to be lighter back here. So that's what I'm picking up. So that means bottom line is, yeah, we need a heightener in here. So we basically going to have to engineer something a little different, because this thing is actually displaying something interesting. Usually, when you do dark screens, usually, if it's all dark, it's all going to come in dark. Not one half's going to come in light and one half is going to come in dark, which is kind of interesting, which means we've got to make something special for this. This is triggering off in two different ways at the same time. And it's not a bad thing. This is good. This is information you need. That's why I said tests are very important, because this is what I'm showing you. Usually, you would not see these tests fire off like this. I figure I'd share a basic formula that has the ingredients, some of the ingredients missing. So you can see what I go through today of basically adjusting the screen. Now, I can't show you how we do it, but I can show you the basic. Usually when we show you a screen, most likely the only thing that'll be missing is one element. This has 3 of them missing. This shows you exactly how it looks in its raw form. But as you can see, the skin tone is coming up really nice, lips and all that stuff like that, but in certain areas it's coming up dark. The whole thing is supposed to produce high white levels for the background, and you have different shades. It gets complicated, but yeah. It's an easy fix. It's easy to do. We just have to get the 3 elements to finish up the screen. But until then, I'm showing you what we go through our process. And you don't want to lose contrast in the process, because if you lose contrast, color goes right along with it. It's a domino effect. You don't want that going off. There's certain key things I'm looking for. See, that's perfect. But it can be better. It can be much better, trust me. See right there? That's the problem I have. It's supposed to be bright. That's why we need that background to be able to adjust where we need it at. Because I want this technology to be to a point that we throw any certified screen against it, it gets destroyed. That's what I want. That's what I need. That's what I'm looking for. Now, looking back at this where the flower opens up, some people may look at this and go, oh, but this is fine. No, it's not. It's screened with the 3 elements in it will look much better. Trust me. You look at this and might think, oh, but that looks, no. Well, trust me, when you see the 3 elements, we do it again, you're like, oh, wow. Yeah, it's supposed to be way better than this. That's why I say you should never be satisfied. Some people are just simply satisfied. They get something, and because it produces a slight little white level, they're happy with it. No, no, no. No, not me. No. This is going to be in my house, and I'm going to be using it with my stuff. It's going to have to be good. If not, I'm not making it. No, I don't want it in my house. And I got the game coming out for whatchamacallem, Tina's Adventure. And what game is that? I gotta remember the name. I gotta remember the name because I'm buying. I'm a huge Borderlands. Yes, it's a new one. Tina. Tina is freaking crazy. Have you ever played her character before? She is nuts. Oh, I can't believe she's gonna have her own game. It is going to be insane. I cannot wait. Oh, wait, it's coming out in March, right? Yeah, March. I got my pre-order in. And you know, we're going to be playing against the gamer paint. I'm definitely playing it over here on the gamer screen. But I'm doing some of this too. Yeah, she got her own game coming out. I was like, oh, heck yes, I'm buying that. All right, I got one more to go. Got to check out my blue levels. I'm doing this one in wallpaper for upstairs. This is definitely wallpaper. We got the room. We're going to do all out white out upstairs. Yeah, so remember, we're going to have one of these on 140, 150, depending on the size of the screen. I haven't decided yet, but it's going to be in that range. And the other one's going to be on wallpaper at 235.1. I'm picking me up another one of those projectors upstairs. Someone had one for like $120. Did I just bypass? I think I just bypassed that one. That's my favorite fish, stingray. I love the way they move. It's like they're flying. It doesn't look real how they move. Neat ghost shark. Got that kind of coast. Now, once we finish this, I will be contacting my beta testers. We'll have beta tester videos before we launch it. So that way you get a chance to see it from somebody else's perspective view besides my own. So I already have my beta testers already lined up. They're already got their contracts signed. They're ready to go. Now we got to figure out what kind of containers we're going to put in. The containers are going to have to be jet black. Any of those labels going to be jet black. We might do hologram labels. Oh, something pretty cool. I don't know. I'm deciding yet. All right. Well, that's pretty much it for today. All right, nothing else to do today. I got orders to take care of, and that's basically about it. All right, well, we don't have any information on the technology. That's basically about it. We can give you the price for it. That's the price for it. We're going to have it at $556 for 48 ounces, which will probably do about a 160-inch screen. I'm going to have to build that thing, too. Anyway, we're going to be having this displayed on the P2 when it comes in. We first have to finish the room upstairs. Like I said, I got to bone white the room upstairs. And we're going to do a wallpaper surface for this also, too. We're also going to be testing against the top and best certified gunmetal screens. There's no point going against any lighter screens. You're not going to withstand the technology. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's not going to be unfair or challenge at the end of the day. Let's see what else. Pretty much that's basically about it. Just has to go through a ton of testing. That's it. All test demonstrations will be displayed live so everybody can see them, and we'll be posting them to the website. All right, so I have to do later on today, I have to do a pre-record on this to load up on the website to show what's new for our customers, because we already made an announcement on our forum site that we were actually working on a darker version of the Phantom. Okay, doke, gotta go. Man, I can imagine the light cancellation on this stuff right here at the end of the day. All right, gotta go. God bless. Oh, I forgot to add real quick, and I'm sorry, Lord. We give our Lord and Savior all credit for everything. At the end of the day, we give him the glory. Thank you all, and God bless.